I'm glad Gravity Falls didn't do. Look at how beautiful she is with her sparkling eyes, her long hair, her cute dress. Alright, so what I'm glad Gravity Falls didn't do, which number one is making a high school romance, is that if Mabel and Dipper weren't brother and sister, this is probably the direction that Gravity Falls would go, and I would not like that at all. I mean, there are too many high school romances, so I'm glad Gravity Falls didn't go this direction. And Arya, can you please stop jumping? It's kind of distracting. And take those off. They're mine. Alright. Now let's go to number 2. I love you. I love you too. Pretend they're smooching. Making Dipper get with Wendy. So, of course, everybody's watched the cartoon in their life. And in pretty much almost every cartoon, there's a romance. Sometimes the guy gets with the girl. Sometimes they don't. And of course, it's the second thing with the case of Gravity Falls. And I actually kind of like that. And if Dipper got with Wendy, then I would just think, okay, this is what it was leading up to, obviously. But it's pretty cool that Dipper didn't get with Wendy. Stan, I trust you. Ha! My plan will finally work. And finally, number 3, making Stanley a twist villain. I was going to put Stanford here, then I realized that Stanley would make more sense to put here. So, Stan has done some pretty bad things in the show. I mean, he even made up his own thing called Llama-cide, and I'm not even going to question what that means. And if you're a fan of Gravity Falls, then you know that scene where Mabel was like, I trust you. And you remember that episode if you watch Gravity Falls, okay? You remember that episode, I mean. And I'm not going to give any spoilers. The I trust you moment you won't really understand unless you actually watch the episode. And I think that Phantom Strider brought this up, but this spawned a lot of fan art for some reason. And now I'm adding to that fan art community, so cool. Alrighty, so I'm glad that Stanley wasn't the villain because pretty obvious reasons.
I like how there's like a different stuff in each episode.
Me too, Arya. Me too.
Like because one of them would be a dance, and another would be them going on a boat on an adventure.
Alright, so if Stan was the villain, I feel like it would just be like, okay, that was very predictable. So I'm very glad that he didn't end up being the villain, especially in this episode in particular. I don't know what the episode's called, so I can't go like, hey, go watch this episode. It's called blah blah blah. But you should really watch it if you stumble upon it one day when you're watching.
You gotta watch Gravity Falls. It's good.
It's a great story-driven show. And I was actually going, and here's an honorable mention. I was planning to put something like not concluding the show, but then I replaced it with making Dipper get with Wendy. So yeah, that's my honorable mention. And thank you guys for watching. If you want to shout out in our next video, type in the comments #shoutmeoutbruh, and goodbye.